When I got to Formula One, Michael Schumacher was dominating the sport.
And a brilliant race for Michael Schumacher, who exits the chicane for the 53rd and last time to win the 2000 Japanese Grand Prix and the World Championship for the third time. Michael Schumacher wins! Michael Schumacher is world champion!
I grew up hearing about Fangio and I thought no one will ever do that, but Michael Schumacher's done it today and he wins his 61st Grand Prix and he's a 5 times World Formula One champion.
Yeah, Michael Schumacher has just been shown the blue flag, which means the leader is coming through. Let him through. There he is. He's about to do so. And Fernando Alonso wins his first Grand Prix, and he becomes the youngest man ever to win a Formula One Grand Prix. And what a remarkable weekend for the young Spaniard.
We were all around to see it then, this historic moment when Michael Schumacher became the first 6-time World Formula One champion. Without a shadow of a doubt, it's the greatest achievement in the history of Formula One racing. It's a fantastic stop, but it won't be enough because Schumacher's blasting down the pit straight and Alonso will see him in a moment. There he goes, disappearing into the first corner. There is Michael Schumacher. He is the new race leader.
Michael Schumacher gets his 7th Formula One World Championship.
Will Michael have a go into the final corner? He's too far behind.
He's not going to, he locks the breakdown. Amazing defensive driving by Fernando Alonso. His hand is out of the cockpit.
And then Michael goes to the inside, tries to block the line in 130
my word!
and Alonso having none of it, straight around the outside.
180 miles an hour around the outside of the 130 yard corner. I've never seen anything like it.
Now he's got to slip up the inside.
Go on,
Surely.
go on.
Oh, and Michael has gone very deep again. Can Fernando get a cleaner run? Because Michael's got to turn harder right now as they come onto the pit straight. Fernando's got a much better chance this time of getting down, doing a Raikkonen, getting down the outside, and he's just got to storm in, don't lift off the throttle, sweep in and steal the racing line.
Fernando Alonso will cross the line to become the youngest ever Formula One World Champion. Well done, Fernando Alonso!
I feel a little bit sorry that I haven't been able to push them a little bit harder.
You still see Michael Schumacher then as the man to beat?
Yes.
Hello everybody. Well, it's been 4 months since we last met. So much anticipation has built up in that period of the winter testing. But soon, all the questions that you have about Formula One and the competitiveness of the different teams are going to be answered. Well, as you can see, we have a beautiful day here in the Gulf for the first round of the 2006 World Championship. Many sultans, sheikhs, kings and princes are here, and the emphasis is on enjoying a top sporting day out, uniting together for peaceful purposes. It's the first time in 5 seasons that Michael Schumacher has not had the number 1 on his car, and he showed yesterday in qualifying just how desperate and determined he is to get it back in what many consider could be his final season in Formula One. There's an awful lot of movement going on behind the scenes in the driver world, with Fernando Alonso committed to McLaren for 2007, and Schumacher has been working so very, very hard in testing throughout the winter, and a lot of people wondering exactly what he's going to do. Fernando Alonso, the reigning world champion, very much a man who could win this afternoon's Grand Prix alongside Jenson Button, of course, on the grid, the second row of the grid. And either of the two Ferraris, Button's Honda and Alonso's Renault, the principal protagonists of this afternoon's race. But it really is open. There's Felipe Massa on his first Grand Prix for Ferrari, qualifying within a few hundredths of a second of the great Michael Schumacher on the front row of the grid. So as the mechanics clear the grid, then Schumacher just tests his visor. The temperatures rise. It's been a long winter. Here comes the sun is always the motto on everybody's mind as they get on that first plane to the first Grand Prix. And Martin, you know the drill, when the 5 lives go off, we'll be racing here 57 laps. And the 2006 Formula One World Championship begins now! What about Schumacher? Here he goes, look at Montoya in the middle. Alonso is attacking Massa. He makes him push to one side. Massa's weaved twice now. He can't do that again. Is Alonso going to have a run at him? Massa goes defensive. He was doing that for his team leader, undoubtedly. Button the victim there. He's been passed by Alonso and Montoya, I think. So Jenson Button has made a poor start here, and his teammate, Barrichello, is right behind him.
Williams was spinning back there, I think it was, in the distance, and Massa maintaining second place, but Alonso with a better run out of turn 4, and he is going to steal that position. That is crucial for Renault, and their team will be very happy to see that. That has immediately released Alonso after Michael Schumacher.
Yeah, Giancarlo, we're not convinced we don't have the problem still. Keep going for now, mate, keep going, do what you can, push hard, but we think we still have a problem.
Whoa! As Massa loses it, and very, very, very nearly collects, that would be Alonso, yes. How close to getting his front wing knocked off was Alonso then. That really was quite dramatic, and he definitely had to stamp onto the brakes. He'll have lost some time because of that incident.
Michael Schumacher 4.5 seconds ahead at the moment.
We just need 1 or 2 tenths faster to be safe from Michael. 1 or 2 tenths.
5 seconds is the margin.
Yeah, you've lost hydraulics, Giancarlo.
Yeah, Michael Schumacher, as you say, is not able to find that headline speed. He's going not a little bit slower than he did the first stint, but Alonso is faster. He's considerably faster. He's really comfortable in this car now, and he's pushing hard.
Well, only 2 men have won the World Championship for the past 6 years, and here they are, 7/10 of a second apart. Alonso now tucked up in the turbulent air of Michael Schumacher, and I suspect that's as far as he's going to get for a little while.
This is very good, Fernando. We need to keep this distance to Michael for when he stops. We need to keep close to Michael.
As race leader Michael Schumacher, as predicted by the Renault team over the team radio a minute ago, comes in for his pit stop.
These are the winning laps, mate.
This is the head-to-head. Has Alonso got something extra over the great Michael Schumacher now when it counts? But he needs some blue flags. He needs some help here to pass these back markers. This next 3 or 4 laps are going to decide who wins this Grand Prix this afternoon.
It is in his hands to win this Grand Prix. He has been given the advantages tactically by the Renault team. He's longer on both the runs. That's an advantage. He's getting frustrated. We're seeing the calm man, the calm Spaniard, getting a bit frustrated here. He wants this car out of the way because it's costing him possibly the Grand Prix. Michael's first sector has been a 29.6, the fastest anybody has done so far in this Grand Prix. Schumacher's aware that Alonso's got problems. He's putting the hammer down. This is crucial now for the Renault boys. They've got to be like clockwork here. It'll be a shorter stop, remember, than Ferrari, less fuel going in.
Well, he was 1.3 behind when Michael pitted. So that's how, oh, that was a great stop. Michael was 8.7, he's 7.7.
Second and a half faster.
Yeah, so it's going to be very, very close. That traffic costing nearly. Here comes Michael, and I think he's going to get it, isn't he? Michael's doing 200 miles an hour. That is going to be so close, and surely Michael's got the momentum. No, Alonso's done it. Alonso's done it. Oh, Michael's trying to get around the outside, and he's not going to let him through. Just enough on that pit stop. Just a little bit less of a fuel. The Renault boys did a brilliant job, and Alonso takes the lead.
We should be okay for traffic, mate. Should be okay for traffic till the end.
Just a few corners to go then for Fernando Alonso to pick up in 2006 where he left off last year. But today's also been about the story of the revival of Ferrari, hasn't it, Martin?
In a head-to-head, I now believe that Alonso and Raikkonen can just shade Michael Schumacher, and I think we've seen that here this afternoon. They've got that extra little bit of speed now, and then now they're in front of him. They've got the maturity and the confidence to cope with it too.
Well, that's a big thing to say, and I think you may well be right. Out of the final corner comes Fernando Alonso. He wins the first round of the 2006 World Championship. Fernando Alonso beats Michael Schumacher in a straight fight here at Sakhir. He is a back-to-back Bahrain winner.
Fantastic, Fernando. Absolutely brilliant, mate. Really, really, really good. Well done, mate. Well done. Great. The desert heat was a bit too much for Michael that time.
Well done, guys. Well done. This race is yours. This race is thanks for the pit stop. So well done. It's your victory, this one. Thank you so much.
Beautiful, beautiful driving, mate. Well done. That was a champion's drive.
The car was performing well. We were similar pace to Michael, and in the second stop, thanks to the luck, thanks to the mechanics, to do a perfect pit stop again. I was very close, but in front of Michael, and from there was, I think, similar again pace, but just me in the front.
Good result, good work from the team, reliable car, fast car, very promising for the rest of the season, and good fighting and good racing.
Renault, Ferrari, McLaren and Honda all look set to make this the most competitive championship for many, many years. Formula One's in good shape. Tell all your friends, it's a must-watch in 2006. Hello everybody, welcome to Kuala Lumpur, and despite the stultifying heat here, this has been a frantic weekend right from the get-go. And we saw Renault making a mistake with Alonso's car, putting too much fuel into it. He basically carried double the amount of fuel he wanted for the pole position shootout, and was, as a result, was 2 seconds off the pace, and he starts down in 7th place.
This is not the perfect qualifying for me, but we're still in front of Michael, as you said, and we can take the advantage. And hopefully, if I finish in front of Michael and Raikkonen, will be my target for tomorrow.
And there's your pole sitter, Giancarlo Fisichella, his 3rd career pole. And then you can see at the back, Michael Schumacher qualified 4th, but with a 10-place drop goes back to 14th. 56 racing laps to come. When the 5 lights go out, we'll be racing here in Sepang. And they're away. Fisichella on the right, Button on the left. Who's got the drop? It's Fisichella. Rosberg comes across to cover Webber. He's pushing him towards the pit wall. Webber's not lifting his foot though. Who's going to get the inside line between the two Williams? Is it Rosberg? Right round the outside goes Alonso.
This is Webber really being held up at this stage of the Grand Prix by a Renault that could well win this race, but it's very heavy on fuel. And meanwhile, Fisichella on a different strategy. 3.4 seconds ahead of Button now. Button really needs to be closer than that. Alonso 9 seconds adrift in 3rd. Finally, Michael Schumacher, 2 former world champions, squabbling over the same piece of tarmac in turn 1. And it's Michael Schumacher now through to 8th place.
Schumacher has more of a fresh donkey in the back, and he pushes his way, forces his way through. Trulli tries half-heartedly to fight back, but Schui's through.
Mate, we need to get about another 1 second on Button to come out ahead of him.
So that would suggest they think he's going to come out behind Fisichella as well, doesn't it?
You're on your target lap. We need everything now, gents.
He's lost 2 seconds in the middle sector alone, Jenson Button. He can't afford to do that. He absolutely cannot afford to do it. Into the pits comes race leader Giancarlo Fisichella. He had an amazing middle sector. It's the fastest of anybody so far in the Grand Prix on his in-lap. He's trying really hard to win this race, Fisichella.
Yeah, and a good move from Honda. They decided Jenson was losing far too much time. We heard him on the radio shouting, "Traffic, traffic."
Fernando has got 5 more laps till his pit stop. 5 more laps.
Surely Fisichella will regain the lead, and Alonso should, if it's a good stop, he'll tweak the front wing there. He should come out in front of Jenson. Away he goes. That looked quick, didn't it?
6 seconds, bang on, out he comes. So Button is down to 3rd place. That's how close it was. Michael Schumacher comes in for a splash and dash. It took a little longer than they anticipated. Will he come out in front of his teammate Felipe Massa, who has worked his way through the field from 22nd on a one-stop strategy? There is Massa on the right, Schumacher on the left. No is the answer. Massa is
inches in front of the 7 times world champion. Alonso is really going after Fisichella. Took 2 seconds out of him on his first lap out of the pit stop. Now he's down to 8 seconds behind.
Now, if you're a Renault, you'd have to tell them, surely, to back off. They can't let them race to the ultimate lap, surely. They've got to go for the sensible option here. I think he's backed off, but I think he's now got the message. Over the line he goes with a 1:36.3, a second and a half slower than he has been going, so that message has gone out, and it's the only sensible one.
Here is the man who's going to come through to claim his 3rd Grand Prix victory in 161 starts, the nearly man, really, of Formula One, often the forgotten man in the Renault team. He won last year's first Grand Prix and then had bad luck from there on. This year he had bad luck in the first Grand Prix, and he hopes it's a reverse, that good luck will follow for the rest of the season. He's had tremendous luck here. He's driven brilliantly. He is the winner of the Malaysian Grand Prix, Giancarlo Fisichella. Fantastic performance by the 33-year-old from Rome. The world champion finishes in 2nd place. Montoya will finish 4th. Massa will finish in 5th place, ahead of teammate Michael Schumacher.
I think that's significant for Michael. Last week he was outgunned by Alonso, this week by his teammate.
Yes, man! Well done! Hey, fantastico, Gian. Fantastico.
Grazie a tutti. Thank you very much, guys. Fantastic job.
Sei diventato un fenomeno. Bravo, 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 bravo.
For me, it's the perfect start of the championship. 18 points in 2 races is what I dreamed before Bahrain, and I try to win again in Australia and finish this first part of the championship away from Europe in the best way possible.
Yeah, emotional weekend for me. It was important for me to do my best because I lost a friend of mine 1 week ago, and I like to dedicate that race to him. Ciao Pietro.
Nice one, boss. Very good. Hello, Mum. Hello, Mum. Nice one, kid.
Jenson Button is now picking up the pace. It's up to him to decide when to drop the hammer. He is going to drop the hammer right now and try and build as much of a lead, but Alonso's wise to it. This is a great restart from Alonso, and I think Jenson Button is going to be in trouble.
He went wide. Jenson tried to bury it into the last corner and went wide and had to get out of the throttle, and Alonso is going to punish him for that. Disaster then for Button. Alonso lead by 21 seconds, pulling out 2 seconds a lap now to right.
Is that Michael Schumacher? It is. Schumacher pushing enormously hard, trying to catch Jenson Button. He has dropped it on the final corner and hit the wall.
There's a safety car, mate. Safety car, safety car.
Alonso's gone. He's got 2 MF1s behind him anyway. He's got 2 back marks between him and his main competitors. He's got himself a 6-second lead or something, because they cannot overtake until they cross this line they're about to approach.
I'm really relaxed.
Okay, mate, I'm fairly chilled out myself.
Coming through the final corner then, Fernando Alonso. He'd never won in Australia before today. This is his first Australian Grand Prix victory. His 2nd out of 3 races this year. Raikkonen finishes in 2nd place behind him.
Lovely win, mate. Grazie, Ferdi, grazie, fantastic.
Oh, is that Button blowing up? Has he blown up? Oh, it's flames coming out the back and across the start-finish line. Who's going to cross the line in front? Flames. Jenson keeps his foot down. Fisichella gets the place. Oh no! I don't believe it.
Make it.
He's not going to make it. Get out, push Jenson. Get out. Another from his collection of strange gestures on victory. The emulates the Grinch and Jim Carrey apparently in one of the previous Grand Prix, and I'm sure he'll explain what that one was all about. It looks something to do with donkeys, but anyway, he knows what it means. Alonso's 26th visit to a Formula One podium, his 10th career victory in 71 starts. What a record the guy has. Rob Nelson there, who said he was feeling pretty chilled out himself in the closing stages of the race. And so now the champagne here at Albert Park once again for Fernando Alonso. Formula One will now go off on an Easter break. We'll rejoin you at San Marino for that Grand Prix in Imola in 3 weeks' time. Renault's Fernando Alonso is in dominant form at the moment. His message to the rest: catch me if you can.
Congratulations to the 3 podium finishers in the Foster's Australian Grand Prix. Third for Panasonic Toyota, Ralf Schumacher. Second for Team McLaren Mercedes, Kimi Raikkonen. And winning his first Grand Prix of the year for Mild 7 Renault, the world champion Fernando Alonso. Fernando, congratulations, welcome back. What a race. A nice lead, early lead in the World Championship now. Your first win of the season. Renault, very strong, won the first 3 races. It's all looking great.
Yeah, I won the first one and this third one. Fisi did the race before and I was second, so 28 points in 30 is a dream come true again. This is the start of the season, so let's hope it finishes like last year.
The start then of a sequence of 4 Grand Prix in a month, which will be absolutely crucial for Ferrari, McLaren, if they want to try and stop Fernando Alonso and Renault consolidating this early points lead.
We know what happened the first 3 races, and now we just look forward to really show what's in us.
Trend is in the wrong direction at the moment. We need to reverse the trend. So if we can reverse the trend here, then that'll be a big step for us.
We saw last year they were like 1.5 seconds quicker than everybody else in the race. So if this is the case again, they have no rivals. They will win probably, but it's only one race. In that case, probably the second or the third place will be good for us.
But you really believe that Ferrari will have the edge here?
I don't think so, but I have to tell you.
And how close to Renault this weekend?
We hope that they will be close to us.
And there he is, the reigning world champion. And he knows he's up against it this weekend. It looks like a straight duel between him and the Ferraris. It's a crucial weekend also for Ferrari because over the next month and a half, Michael Schumacher will make a decision on whether he carries on racing in 2007 or decides after an extraordinary career crowned by 7 Drivers' World Championships to hang up his helmet.
So have you actually offered Michael a drive for next year?
I just tell you what I tell you. I'm looking for somebody with our car to win a race. And sure, you have 3 or 4 drivers in Formula One with our car in this moment possible winning a race. And Michael is one of these 3 or 4 drivers in Formula One to win the race if I sit in our car.
It's not a matter of chasing the performance, going to a team where the performance is.
No, absolutely not.
So Michael Schumacher then on what's got to have a great shot at pole position this lap.
Yeah, he got a good exit, good breaking into the Ravazza. Didn't look to have been compromised by Webber at all. Here we are then, a 23.4 for Michael Schumacher. To Tosa then goes Alonso. That Renault V8 engine picking up the power up to about 19,000 RPM. 73% of the lap here at Imola is spent at full throttle, more than any of the 3 Grand Prix we've been at so far this year. It's a massive ask of the engines. We're riding on board to this fabulous right-hander. Into Acqua Minerale goes Alonso, up the hill.
And just incredible speed he took through there. Surely the second sector is going to be solid, although it's not as fast as Michael Schumacher. He's now 0.3 of a second behind him, and he's not fighting for the front row, I don't think. He's fighting to keep a close eye on Ferrari tomorrow afternoon and protect his World Championship lead. A bundle of understeer in first Ravazza, threw it in, throws it into second one, waits for it to stop sliding, stamps on the throttle pedal. He's got a lot to do though, and not very much track in which to do it. He's more aggressive through the final chicane than Schumacher was, no doubt about it, and goes up to 3rd place, just creeps into the 123s. They can't touch Ferrari.
Well, they can touch one of the, can't touch one of the Ferraris. What about the other one?
It's a solid lap 2. It's nowhere near as fast as his teammate,
and
though.
it's slower than Button as well.
Schumacher does a 1:22.7. The pole position lap has just happened, I suspect. Where does Massa end up? He goes third at the moment. So it's a Ferrari 1-3. Barrichello's trying to defend second place, and Button is on a great lap 2. Button goes P2. It's a 1-4 for Ferrari. Luca Di Montezemolo will take that.
Seeing where Fernando in particular is, it's great for us in terms of strategy and hopefully as well result by the end of the race.
As Fernando's been saying all weekend, would second be good enough?
Second's never good enough, is it? But I'm not too disappointed.
And the 62 laps of the San Marino Grand Prix will begin when the lights go out. Schumacher on the right, Button on the left. They're away. Traditionally difficult to start off the pit lane side. Button's done well though. Barrichello a little bit slow away, and Massa is attacking him. Everybody else attacking as well. Who's going to come out on top between the two Brazilians? Massa does, in front of Barrichello, and that must be Alonso. Look, he's already gained places off the start line. Alonso coming into the pits then from the lead, 8.7 seconds over Michael Schumacher. Crucial thing here though is, can he get out in front of Jenson Button? Michael Schumacher flashes across the line. He is back in the lead here in Imola. Where is Jenson Button? Where is Fernando Alonso? How close are they going to be? No sign of Button just yet.
Easy, he's got it easy, hasn't he?
Yep, he's got it easy. So he has leapfrogged Jenson Button and Felipe Massa by staying out longer on his first stint.
Michael's car does not look good on this set of tyres.
Well, around about 5 or 6 laps to go to Schumacher's next stop. I think he can't wait to get a new set of tyres on. Alonso's just going to have to probably sit there behind him unless he's feeling incredibly brave and wants to have a pass. We've certainly seen him do that before in the past. Alonso has the advantage tactically as well here. He can go longer on the fuel, and it's looking pretty comfortable for Fernando Alonso. But I imagine the temptation to want to overtake Michael Schumacher, whilst he's a bit of a wounded animal at the moment, must be enormous. But if he doesn't do anything rash, Alonso could definitely win this Grand Prix.
Surely Alonso's going to stick it up the inside, but Michael didn't give him any space at all, and I really thought he got a good shout there.
And look how close Alonso is now as they go down the straight. Schumacher looks in his mirror, checks them. Alonso just goes to the left just to show him he's there. Everybody in the grandstands below us, everybody up on their feet every time they come through. They're loving this as Alonso has another look up the inside of Michael Schumacher. And is he going to have a crack at it? Oh, he's getting very close now, Martin. Alonso gets the call. In he comes. A tactical switch by Pat Simmons.
And he had a little smile, did Pat Simmons, when he made that decision. Excellent, excellent stop by Renault. Let's see what Ferrari can do to respond.
It's the only thing they can do. They have to respond to the Renault pit stop.
But I think this is scheduled anyway. I think this is when they were going to come in, Martin. This is lap 43.
It's a slower stop. Where's Fernando Alonso? Has he gone through? He's going past us now. He's not made it. Michael Schumacher's come out in front. That's the problem. If he did have to stop, then they made a tactical error, because Alonso, we think, had the extra fuel. He could have gone on for 5 or 6 laps. It's not worked out for Renault.
Alonso has got to do the work on the racetrack. He's got 17 laps in which to overtake Michael Schumacher, and at the moment Schumacher is lapping in the mid-126s. He seems a bit more comfortable with the car at this stage than he did in the middle phase of the Grand Prix.
Oh, Alonso running very well. They just kept it out of the gravel. Got it a little bit tail happy in the middle of the Villeneuve chicane. Well, is that it? Is that Alonso settling for second now because he's falling further behind? What sent him off the road like that? But suddenly, Michael Schumacher has got some breathing space. He's down into the 125s. The crowd now sensing he's got the job done.
And it does look as though Alonso is not going to get close enough to him to have a crack at the end.
Alonso losing Alonso losing the back end again in Aqua Minerale, and I suspect that could be game, set and match for Michael Schumacher now.
So Michael Schumacher has done it on home soil for Ferrari. He has won the San Marino Grand Prix to put to an end a very, very long losing streak for him and Ferrari, to put to an end Renault's winning streak. They are beaten for the first time in 2006.
Okay, Michael, we're on TV. Well done. That was a fantastic drive. Fantastic drive, Michael. Well done.
Well, can Ferrari keep this going? That's the question.
The good thing is that in 4 races, 2 wins, 2 second places is enough.
Point-wise, it's looking 2 points better now, absolutely. But it's a long way to go.
Here's Alonso. This is his flying lap. This is the shot for pole. He holds it provisionally at the moment with a 1:30.454, and he's already a couple of tenths faster. Fantastic.
Fantastic line as well into turn 6. He got such a good slingshot out of the previous one and had it already way across the track for the best window into the corner. That looked great for Alonso. So what's happening here then? Raikkonen, a solid first sector, but 3/10 behind Alonso's best effort. Michael Schumacher does a 29.4 first sector. 10th up on Alonso. They're all out on track. It's going to happen.
It's a straight duel between Michael Schumacher and Fernando Alonso with 45 seconds left on the clock. These two, one of them is going to start this race in pole position. Will it be Michael Schumacher for the 3rd time this season, or will it be Alonso for the 1st time this season? Hasn't even been on the front row yet so far. Raikkonen pops in 4th, a 1:30.933. Jenson Button is behind him in 5th place, dropping down at the moment. Alonso goes a 1:29.819 for Fernando Alonso.
And Michael was 3/10 slower in the middle sector, so he's net 2/10 down, less than quarter of a second as he gets to the small chicane. That's a lot to find in 2 corners effectively, but it's a lot of driver behind the wheel. Schumacher then with an awful lot to do.
Here he comes then across the line. Is Michael Schumacher going to steal pole position from Alonso? No, he's not. Alonso is on pole at the moment. Who can take it off him? Massa, what can he do? No, he goes through in 3rd place. It's locked off then at the moment between those 3. We won't be seeing, I don't think, any more from Raikkonen.
Very, very, very good, mate. Absolutely brilliant, as usual. On pole, 1 mile.
And completely the opposite of the last 4 qualifyings that we have a little bit of all in Q3.
We're in the first row, with a strong package, good race pace, so it should be interesting tomorrow.
300,000 people over the weekend, all coming to pay homage to this, frankly, amazing duel between, as Steve says, 2 of the finest Grand Prix drivers in the world, Fernando Alonso and Michael Schumacher, and they are starting on the front row of the grid. Well, this is a day for both Alonso and Schumacher to give the absolute maximum. The start has to be perfect, all the laps have to be perfect, the pit stops have to be perfect, the tactics have to be spot on. If either team gives anything away in either department, it will hand the victory to the other. It's that close. Rosberg at the back of the grid, Alonso, Schumacher at the front when the lights go out. 60 laps of the European Grand Prix. You ready? They're away. And it looks pretty good for Alonso. He got a great start. So too, I think, did Raikkonen as well. He's round the outside up into 4th place. The 2 Ferraris are side by side, expecting Michael Schumacher there to go through, and Massa lets him through. Jenson Button takes the inside line. So the margin isn't very big. Michael Schumacher on a flyer here, and you can see how close he's getting to Alonso. The car is obviously working beautifully for Michael Schumacher. Those Bridgestone tyres are working well, and I think Alonso must be feeling a bit like the hunted. Renault boys are ready, as we expected, for Fernando Alonso. He's only got just over half a second of margin over Michael Schumacher, who's got more laps of fuel in the car, so it's looking very good for Michael at the moment.
Michael goes through. Certainly now this very much gives Ferrari the upper hand, but how much further can he go? And Massa then files into the pit lane too in the 2nd Ferrari.
All looks pretty good. A little bit slower by Ferrari, I think, than by Renault, but the erstwhile leader and the erstwhile 3rd place man are back out on track. Ferrari getting ready. It wasn't as much more fuel perhaps in the Ferrari as we thought.
He's on some kind of banzai lap though. He's fastest man in the first sector by a quarter of a second. And watch him throw the thing through here. This is his chance to get ahead of Alonso. I think he's got a faster package underneath him, and he too takes the very late entry into the pit lane. Now Alonso was pretty steady up to his pit garage, but he's very fast out on the racetrack at the moment. He's countering Michael's hot in lap. This is going to be very, very close.
Alonso's done the fastest middle sector of anybody so far. He's really going for it here. Down the line they come. Remember, this is only the first round of pit stops into turn 1, and Alonso has done enough. It's as you were. After the first round of stops, Ferrari did not have enough fuel in the tank. And just a few car lengths separating them. Alonso a 32.8 on that lap, half a second faster than Michael Schumacher. That's really quick for him.
Punch and counter punch. Alonso does fastest lap, 1:32.53. Michael crosses the line at 1.2 seconds later and does a 1:32.52, a hundredth of a second faster.
Renault are ready. Is he going to come in this time, the race leader? Yes, he does. How much further can Michael go? And can Renault get a really nice crisp stop here?
Alonso very casually into the box, but still, as you move on to the concrete area, very easy to lock those wheels. And they've got a very measured amount of fuel to go in. Looks like a pretty new set, or very lightly scrubbed set of tyres that went on there. Michael Schumacher does a 1:32.4 out there on that lap. He knows what he's got to do to get ahead of Alonso. He was 1.2 seconds adrift. Schumacher blitzes the first sector time, 30.2 seconds it's taken him to get to the far end of the racetrack. And Michael Schumacher absolutely on it now.
It's been quick first sector. It's been blindingly quick middle sector. It's looking very good for Michael Schumacher here. And maybe he even has another lap. Any sign of the Ferrari mechanics in the pit lane? No, there isn't.
Can't see them out there. Michael's doing another lap.
And at the moment, the sector times tell you that Michael Schumacher has done enough. Here he comes then. Ferrari mechanics, waiting.
Yeah, Michael was faster by 1.6 seconds on the previous lap alone. And he's had, what, 3 laps in clear air since Alonso stopped. And now he'll just launch it across the gentle curve that leads you into the pit lane. And, well, I think they don't have to rush this. I think they've got a second or two in their pocket.
Well, Ross Brawn looked very relaxed on the wall. Schumacher's done his part. Now it's down to the Ferrari mechanics. We saw with Jenson Button in Imola how badly wrong it can go. They want this to be perfect.
Just cleaning debris out of the side pods, but that's normal.
Yeah, it's all gone very well. 2 crucial things. Michael was able to save fuel, and Fernando did a very slow outlap. Where's he joined back?
Oh, it looks pretty comfortable for Michael. There he is, rejoining. Listen to the crowd. For the second race in a row, Ferrari have turned Renault over. Schumacher then, looking for 2 victories in a row. He makes it here at the Nürburgring. His 6th victory in the European Grand Prix. And that was brilliant by Michael Schumacher. 2nd, 3rd and 4th cross the line with just over a second between them. Well, Michael Schumacher gave the home fans exactly what they came to see here in Germany. Next weekend, we will be in Barcelona. Let's see if Fernando Alonso can do the same and make them cheer in Spain.
I think we were a little bit down compared to Ferrari performance this weekend. Also, I think tires were not perfectly okay working this weekend. So, you know, even with everything, to get the 8 points means that when we have everything okay, we should win again.
A great result, 2 wins in a row. Next race next weekend, Spanish Grand Prix at Barcelona, and the guy on your right usually goes pretty well there.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a surprise that we should expect Renault up to the front. Neither should be a surprise to see us up at front, and the better one will win.
Michael Schumacher goes through to begin his flying lap. He's going to keep everyone waiting at the end of this session. But what can Alonso do? The crowd are on their feet. He's going for the line. Is this pole? It's mighty fast. It's a 14.6. He improves Fernando Alonso. But is it enough? Is it enough to fight off Massa? Is it enough to fight off Michael Schumacher?
Massa stays 3rd. Michael Schumacher, we need to pick him up. Fisichella stays 2nd, only a 10th behind his teammate. So Renault have got a very solid front row. The only 2 in the 14s. We're on board with Schumacher at the top of camp. So the second sector time comes up at the end of this straight. Still, I thought he was struggling with understeer. He's a 10 down look. That is so close. He's tended to be quicker though in the final sector than the Renaults. So he's got it all to do. He looked nice and smooth on the exit there of the hairpin. Schumacher then driving for the line. Can he make the difference?
It's going to be close. We said it all along. It's going to be mighty close. How close? No, he can't do it. The final sector, 3 tenths down. Flavio Briatore loves it. And listen to the crowd. No doubt at all what the story is here. And that is the first pole on home soil for Alonso. Alonso, and look how much they love it.
This is, for me, the best pole. Fantastic feeling here at home.
Welcome to Barcelona. Certainly as far as this crowd is concerned, blue is the colour and racing is very definitely the game. 130,000 sellout crowd and a wonderful, wonderful atmosphere. This is the story of how one man, a shy and modest 24-year-old, gave a nation a new sporting passion. We saw it a decade ago with Michael Schumacher in Germany, and now the Spanish have gone mad, literally, for Fernando Alonso.
This is a country the football used to be the priority, and right now, every weekend, the first pages in the sports papers now is Fernando. Fernando or Formula One? That's incredible.
I think he's the best now in the Formula One.
Fernando Alonso, it's from our city, is the best man in the world.
Zapatilla Alonso.
He's the best. He's the only hero in Spain. We used to come in and you get, you know, a few sleepy marshals and maybe a stray dog around the circuit. Now, when we did the pre-Grand Prix test here, the grandstands were full.
I think the atmosphere and how the fans enjoy Formula One in these days in Spain is really special. They are jumping and laughing and everything, and you know, I think it's difficult to get this crowd in any of the Grand Prix.
I fancy we're in for a wonderful day here, a marvellous atmosphere. You can hear the bands playing in the background. They've been singing and chanting in the stands all morning.
I love the way in the press conferences you're getting the mental picture with Michael. You said to him today 66 laps just wouldn't be enough. You want 100 laps in front of your fans. You feeling pressure?
Oh, no pressure. I think I enjoy every single lap in this race, and you know, I think it will be a very special day for me. Hopefully I can get the result at the end.
Flavio, ciao. How's it going? Listen,
what are you doing here?
Same as you, actually. I've come to watch a motor race. I hear Renault have just announced they're around till 2012.
My God, it's a long time, no?
I know. Are you going to be there too?
Yeah, absolutely. No, I don't know yet. We need racing for entertaining people, entertaining the public. I believe it's a fantastic crowd today, and we try to do the best.
King of Spain there, who's always on the phone to Alonso after a victory. Well, by the time they've gone 140 metres, they'll be travelling at 100 miles an hour. That's the acceleration of a Formula One car. The Spanish Grand Prix is away. Great formation start by both Renaults. Absolutely perfect start by Fisichella, tucking in behind his team leader Alonso as they come down. Massa on the left in the Ferrari. On the right is Michael Schumacher, but Fisichella closes him out. Schumacher very cautious there. Massa just drops a little bit of space. You can see Raikkonen attacking as well. Alonso crosses the line at the end of the first lap. Already 3 seconds to the good over Michael Schumacher.
Alonso's lead was 8.1 seconds then over his teammate as he passed the line last time around. The Ferraris are struggling, surprisingly, to hang on.
This is a perfect illustration of Alonso. Look at the relentlessness, look at the consistency of those lap times. 17.2, 17.2, 17.3. That's what he's been doing, and that is one of the things that makes him so very special. He can do that for lap after lap after lap, and the engineers will sit in the garage in awe of his strength. And he is going to take some replacing within this Renault team, no doubt about that. He leads this race then by 12.5 seconds. He's more than halfway towards what would be an enormously emotional home victory in front of 130,000 people.
White line, remember the white line, Fernando.
Alonso's got the whole pit straight advantage over Michael Schumacher. It's 13.5 seconds, and he's pulling away half a second a lap too. I think Michael's recognised today is not his day.
There he is, look at the flags waving. He's halfway round his final lap. He goes through turn 7, up the hill, listen to the crowd. Their matador is going to come home into the complex now. Listen to the crowd roaring him on. Grandstands lining all of these corners. He's waving to the crowd.
Don't do a Mansell and switch it off or have a problem on the last lap, but he's coming home.
He certainly is. He's coming home to be the first Spaniard ever to win on home soil. Even the marshals love it. The crowd love it. Fernando Alonso wins the Spanish Grand Prix. His third victory of 2006 alongside Bahrain and Australia. The 11th of his career, and an absolutely wonderful one. Michael Schumacher, we thought he would be stronger, but accepts a little wave of the hand that he was not quick enough on the day. Ferrari came up short. Alonso, though, absolutely imperious at the front.
Fantastico, fantastico. Alla grande, vai, fantastico.
No doubt at all who the hero is today. It is Fernando Alonso, the reigning world champion from Oviedo in Spain. He's made every single one of the 130,000 people here today ecstatically happy.
Thank you to all of you. Thank you. This one will be one to win. Thank you.
Muchas gracias, Fernando.
In a long line of ludicrous celebrations from Alonso.
Entregando ese premio, ahí está Fernando Alonso. To win constructor, F1, represented by the team principal. Es enhorabuena también de su majestad el rey para Fisichella, de nuevo para Fernando Alonso. Ese abrazo con Nano, esa enhorabuena también con Michael Schumacher. Before we go for the
finish in front of everybody here, in front of my people, my supporters, I think was the best feeling so far, I think, in a Formula One car, equal to the Grand Prix of Brazil when I won the championship. I finished third in that race with a lot of problems defending the third place, and I didn't enjoy so much as I did today, that I was alone leading the race.
Our strategy was obviously different. In Nürburgring it worked out. Here it would have worked out had we been quick enough, but because the speed wasn't there, it didn't work out. But it's a long way to go until the end of the season. So as we have seen, in a way I was probably not so happy just to gain 2 points the last two races. Now I'm reasonably happy to lose only 2 points. It's the way it's going to go, and we'll have to see what happens through the year.
Welcome to a track which needs no introduction, and a race that every Grand Prix driver would give their eye teeth to win. People criticise this place. They say it's an absurdity and anachronism. They say it's like riding a bicycle around your living room. But rest assured, there are quite a lot of serious racing corners on this track. It requires total commitment. I can't remember when I felt so excited about a qualifying session. Here's Schumi. His time is a 1:13.898 to go fastest ahead of Raikkonen.
Quarter of a second ahead then. The pole in the 13s, that is amazing. It's so close to last year's pole with 25% less power. Absolutely extraordinary. Can Alonso respond? His middle sector is so-so. He's got to be pretty special through Rascasse. Anthony Noakes over the line. Is it enough? He goes second, it's not enough. 13.9, it's 100th of a second adrift. Alonso will have to have another go. Michael Schumacher then steals the early march.
Michael Schumacher, though, is the fastest man so far on the racetrack in Sector 1. Here we are, provisionally on pole already. Can he go quicker?
Okay, you can see the back end of this top 10 have gone for the one stop, it looks to me. Barrichello, Coulthard, Rosberg, all down in the 16s. They've given up the chance for the first two rows of the grid. They'll be in great shape tomorrow, though. So Michael Schumacher faster in the first sector. Poor, and he's made a mistake somewhere in the middle sector of this lap. 1 second
he's made
ago.
Another one at the Rascasse, Martin, straight on. missed the turn-in.
Yeah, but that's going to spoil everybody else's lap too. The yellow flags are going to be out, and that's going to keep him pole position. I wouldn't be at all surprised. Everybody's going to have to get out of it with the yellow flags. Vizzy then goes over the line, and a 14.3, a fraction faster. Alonso even faster in the middle of the lap. Will he get through the Rascasse zone? He will indeed. He's got through. Alonso might just do it, James.
Yeah, out of the final corner goes Fernando Alonso. He keeps close to the pit wall side. He goes across the line. Is it pole?
Nope.
No, it's not. He misses out. He finishes up just 0.06 of a second behind Michael Schumacher, who ends the session being pushed into the pit lane. There's no glory in that.
Monaco 2006 was there was some tension there.
Flavio, you clearly feel that Michael did that deliberately.
Look like, no, I think everybody did that, not only me.
It's not very sporting of him. Why would he do that?
Ask him.
To spoil Fernando's lap. Do you believe it really did spoil Fernando's lap?
I mean, he's not touching the barrier, touching nothing. It's very, he's just parking the car.
But Michael's a 7-time champion, a sportsman. Would he really do something like that?
I don't know. This is the way Ferrari manage,
I saw my sector times just basically on the same area, so I mean it was hop or top, and it was unfortunately just a touch too much and came into I think it's called Rascasse, the second last corner, locked up the front and then went wide. Yeah, it's I wasn't sure what was going on after this because positioning of the cars and so on I was not aware, and in the end I checked with the guys what's the situation, where did we end up, because obviously I didn't expect to be sitting here right now in this position, and they said P1, so obviously I was glad with all this what happened.
Fernando, don't need to remind you, you were purple on that first sector when Michael's incident occurred. Do you think you would have been on the pole?
Yes. Until the last corner it was 0.3 quicker than my previous lap, so for sure it was not too difficult today.
Steve Nielsen and Pat Simmons have gone to the stewards now. They've gone to the stewards and race director Charlie Whiting to talk this through. I asked Pat, are you going to put in a protest, try and get Michael's time deleted? And he said, well, we're going to talk about it. So that's clearly what's in Renault's mind. I've had other engineers from other teams come to me and say they are a disgrace. Ferrari are a disgrace for what they did deliberately. Every other team apart from Ferrari are sure that he did it on purpose. We'll wait and hear what Ross has to say. Would Michael do something like that deliberately?
Not the Michael I know.
He stopped the car not to crash, and these things in Monaco is always possibility to make mistake.
No big surprise that Michael had to stop, is it?
Having seen the slow motion of the car and its motion as it was going in and in the middle and at the end of Rascasse, I have to believe that he could have avoided leaving the car where it was.
I just think it's cheap for the sport, and somebody who's prepared to do cheap things like that should really consider if he's in the right sport, Maybe he should do something. I think the time has come, he should do something else.
I hope he didn't do it on purpose, because that really would not be a good thing. I mean, he's the president of the GPDA, the Drivers Association, making all the comments, speaking about fairness, and things like that. And he was only speaking about fairness in blocking each other and not blocking 10 people's lap times at the same time.
Michael, can you tell us what happened?
Watch the video and you see that I pushed hard, locked up, started sliding and run out of road, which is the consequence here at Monte Carlo.
Michael, were you aware that Fernando Alonso would have gone on to pole if he'd have continued his lap and continued the pace?
I'm pretty busy with driving my car. I had certainly no radio communication. No, not at all. I didn't know where and what and the other guys were doing at this stage. You have your enemies and you have the people that believe in you. And whoever wants to go one or the other direction, I will not be able to convince them anyway. I mean, that's what they want to think or not think. But I'm there for many, many years, and people should know better who I am and what I am.
They said the stewards are left with no alternative but to conclude that the driver deliberately stopped his car on the circuit in the last few minutes of qualifying at a time he had thus far set the fastest lap time.
I don't know if he was on purpose or not. Obviously, at that moment, your own interest for the championship, you have to, if you see a weak point or a weak movement like that one, you try to
emphasize and you try to make it very obvious, you know, because you want to make the psychology battle stronger. So we try to go deep on that as well, you know, and try to emphasize that was a very wrong thing, even if we didn't know if it was wrong or right.
There is the reigning world champion, who already had 54 points going into this race after a third of a season. And if you can keep this strike rate up, it'll be a record points haul, even better than Schumacher in the total domination years. Incredible of Ferrari. So Alonso has had a wonderful start to this season. It's about to get a whole lot more wonderful. The flag marshal holds up one finger to Alonso to indicate one lap for him still to go. Is about a mile away from victory for the first time for him in Monte Carlo.
Yeah, and Michael Schumacher still behind Barrichello as he came past our commentary box window, so he hasn't got the deed done yet, and no such problems for Alonso as he cruises into the final part of the swimming pool and in no hurry to get down there.
It has been a wonderful afternoon for Fernando Alonso. Reliability is such an important part of winning races and championships. He's had both. It's his fourth win of the season in 7 Grand Prix. Fernando Alonso wins in Monte Carlo for his first time. Renault are so strong here once again. He extends his points lead over Schumacher and Kimi Raikkonen, who does not finish this race here this afternoon. And just as many of the great drivers like Stirling Moss and Juan Fangio have done in the past, Fernando Alonso joins the list of drivers who park up outside the royal box as the winner of the Monte Carlo Grand Prix. The winner then, Fernando Alonso, kisses the trophy. Another one for his cabinet. It's win number 12 for him. Good afternoon's work, and here's Superman. David Coulthard, the irreverent Red Bull, as always, having the final laugh on the podium.
We are building a nice gap, step by step, and hopefully in the next coming races we can increase even more the gap and then have an easy part at the end.
Here comes Alonso to take pole from him. Does he? Can he? Yes, he can! Oh, what a wonderful lap from Fernando Alonso. 0.3 of a second faster than Michael Schumacher. And what an absolutely fantastic performance by the reigning world champion. That is going to be the 4th in a row this season.
Are you just cutting a deal for next year with Michael?
Done.
Tell me you're not leaving Formula One.
No. What you talk? You talk with Willie or with me?
No, you.
No. If you stay, stay.
Okay. 2.9 seconds clear now. Does Raikkonen or Michael Schumacher have an answer to the young Spaniard? If they have, they need to deliver it anytime soon.
Well, up here in the commentary box, we have a computer that shows us the sector times. There's 3 sectors on every Grand Prix lap, and Alonso has done 4 consecutive purple sectors.
He's going to come out easily in the lead. I'm just surprised they didn't put a touch more fuel in it now. Look how far he is ahead. He's out of the Cox, and Michael Schumacher's just coming onto the pit straight. The only man who's gone out and immediately had the pace again is Alonso. How does he do that? He just seems to have the confidence and the balance. He must be working so well with the team, the engineer, and he's got it covered, hasn't he? In all conditions and all phases of the race. And I think Alonso's just a little bit bored out there.
Well, he's certainly made it look easy, hasn't he? Fernando Alonso, he can almost get out and push it home now. He's got a 12-second margin, and he's looking for his first British Grand Prix victory to add to his first Monaco victory a couple of weeks ago. This is going to be win number 5 in 8 races so far this season. And what a performance all weekend, really, from the Spaniard. Fernando Alonso wins.
The world champion, I think, confirms he is the world's best driver right now.
Yeah, so Schumacher can't really get that winning feeling back the way he wants to. At the moment, that feeling is monopolised by Fernando Alonso, who's well on target to get a record points haul. There's Remy Taffin, the engine engineer for Fernando Alonso.
Fantastic. To be honest, winning Spain, Monaco and Silverstone For me, the last 3 races is a dream come true. There are circuits with big names and big emotion on the grandstand. Great atmosphere in this circuits about Formula One, and to win in this country, 20 minutes away from my home in Oxford, is for me a really good feeling and a fantastic day.
The Canadian Grand Prix is always a special date on the Formula One calendar. It's a beautiful setting, the weather is dazzling. Here we ride on board then with the reigning world champion, looking to try and get his 5th consecutive pole position in 2006.
Yeah, and he finally said hello to the apex of the hairpin at the far end of the circuit, and he's fastest man in the middle sector too. So just that tricky final chicane. I hope we stay on board and see how you're really aiming at a little spot in no man's land. Plenty of margin there up against the wall. Surely this will be provisional pole on a 1:14.9 by some 0.6 of a second.
He is so at one with this motor car. Absolutely astonishing. His 5th pole position then in a row. What a streak he's on. His 14th of his career.
It's looking good. Car has been perfect all weekend, so why not tomorrow in the race?
We're riding on board with the race leader, Fernando Alonso. He's just over 7 seconds ahead of his arch enemy and rival, Kimi Raikkonen, who lost time due to a problem in the McLaren team with the pit stop. There was a delay on getting his right rear corner tyre on, and Michael Schumacher has managed to clear the cars that were holding him up in the first stint. He is now the fastest man on the racetrack in the Ferrari in the mid to high 1:16s, trying desperately to do something about the 28-second gap that he has to Fernando Alonso.
Raikkonen is stopping on lap 56, lap 56. We want to use our revs up before then, it's important now.
Here is Kimi Raikkonen, who was your race leader briefly after the second stop of Alonso. He comes in now to the McLaren box. Let's hope they get that right rear tyre off properly.
He's got 27 seconds over Michael Schumacher.
Oh, the engine stopped! Martin, the engine stopped! Oh no! McLaren again!
Is Raikkonen second?
Yep, Raikkonen is second. He's just in front of Michael. They should finish 40 seconds behind you now.
Oh my goodness me! A big accident for Jacques Villeneuve, and a safety car surely will have to be deployed here.
But Alonso now will suddenly come immediately under pressure from Raikkonen and Michael Schumacher. They'll all be backed up.
As down the back straight comes the race leader, Fernando Alonso. What a wonderful restart he's had. He's completely left Trulli napping. So the run down the straight for the final time, and this is to get the monkey off his and Renault's back. They've come here 2 years in a row they've been competitive, 2 years in a row they have retired, and for the first time Fernando Alonso is not only going to step onto the podium here in Montreal, he's going to step onto the top of the podium. He has his 4th straight win from pole position. Fernando Alonso wins!
Lovely one, mate. Abbiamo vinto anche qua, bravissimo. Molto bravo.
Alonso celebrates, and well he might. His first win in Canada, his 4th straight victory from pole position. Another ludicrous celebration, and critically for him, 14th career victory, and that moves him now into clear 2nd place of the current drivers. And it's also Michelin's 100th Grand Prix victory. The Michelin man himself is there to celebrate. First time he stood up there, he celebrates Michelin's 100, a handshake from Michael Schumacher, and scarily, I was talking, Martin, to Bob Bell, the technical director of the Renault team, and he said we haven't seen the best of Fernando Alonso. He said he'll mature over the next few years, and he's nowhere near his peak yet as a Grand Prix driver. Today was a day about not losing your marbles. This was a great Grand Prix, an eventful one, a treacherous race, won by a great champion.
was as it was. We kept the damage as small as possible. We didn't have a perfect weekend, but we managed to do a good result finally. So we go from there on.